but it's so true what you were saying. I mean, I'm going to throw a question at here. I know a very general question, but just to I want to just try and emphasize what you just said there. I mean, if somebody came to you and they'd spent some time preparing their business for an exit, and they were all ready to go, versus somebody who just got fed up with the phone calls, fed up with all the employee headaches, and just turned around and made that call because they heard from somebody else there was a nice multiples. I mean, what type of difference in value, are we talking about 20-30%?
It really depends on what the one who is preparing has done and what the one who's not preparing has done. And I see people of all walks of life. I see people who have clean, organized, and they're using QuickBooks, and it's easy to track data and pull reports. And I have other people who are pen and paper and are scratching it out, and we're trying to put things together, and there's no repeat revenue, and their employee turnover has been crazy. So it really depends. It can be night and day, not just 20 or 30%, but 100% or 200% difference. I mean, it really can be that difference. In the heating and airspace, and I'll use that as an example just because I do it every single day, but I've sold everything: bars, restaurants, gas stations, lawn service companies. I've sold it all in the years. Right now in the heating and airspace, that difference in multiple can be a difference between a 2x of your net income and a 10x of your net income.
It's unbelievable.
So I last month I sold a company for 10x their net income, and I also sold a company for 2x their net income. And so that's real in today's market, and that's the difference in planning and building a business to sell, in my opinion. As I advise people on things that what a buyer's looking for, that would be what you were looking for if you were a buyer as well. Nobody calls me saying they want to buy a job. That doesn't happen. And so when we look at these one-man shops or two-man shops, and I see those all the time in the heating and airspace, and you see it certainly in the lawn service space as well. If you're out doing all the work, nobody calls me and says, Patrick, I'd love to buy a business where I can crawl in attics every day, crawl underneath the house every day, do all this work and do it all myself. They call me saying, I want a business where there's staff in place where I'm managing the business as opposed to working in the field on a day-to-day basis. So those little things like that translate to such a big difference, if that makes sense.